In this short video, I'm going to share with you how to find below market value deals. Hi, my name is Mark Lloyd. I'm co-founder of Property Master Academy and been a property investor since 2005. So first of all, what is a below market value deal, or BMV as it's often referred to? Well, a BMV deal is something you're getting at a discount. Now that might seem obvious, but let me just explain what I mean. Let's suppose you've got a row of houses and let's call them just four terraced houses, for example. And let's say this one has recently sold for 120,000 and this one has sold for 115,000. So the chances are that the other two are probably going to be valued very similarly, assuming they're in the same kind of condition. Now, for a below market value purchase, that would mean, for example, we might be getting this house for £80,000. So a £20,000–30,000 discount. And that's what we mean by below market value. We have direct comparables. These two houses here have actually sold, so we know that's what the market value is for those properties. But also, if we didn't have that, we'd have a RICS valuation, so Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors valuation, which has confirmed the valuation. Either way, this would be considered to be a below market value purchase. Now, of course, once you've bought it at £80,000, potentially that could now be the market value. I don't want to confuse you, but that's a time for another video on that particular subject. So we've now got our below market value purchase. So where do we find them? What are the different ways, methods that we can use to actually find below market value properties? Well, I'm going to share that with you right now. Okay, so where do we find these below market value deals? Well, surprisingly, you might say estate agents. Why? Because estate agents sell over 90% of properties in the UK market. So they're the obvious place to go. Now, as a new investor, are you going to get below market value deals from an estate agent? Probably not. It takes time to build a relationship with that estate agent to get those kind of deals, for you to be the first person for them to call. But of course, not only that, all of your competition are going to be going to estate agents as well, because that's where most people actually go. They go to estate agents to try and find those deals and get frustrated. And in my book, estate agents are never really the best option, because an estate agent's job is to get the best price for the vendor. Your job as an investor is, of course, you want to get it at the cheapest price. So you're at conflicting viewpoints. So whilst it's extremely popular, and of course they command all of the sales in the UK market, or majority of them, it's not necessarily the best place to go. However, there is a slight adjunct to that, and that is letters. Now, what we're going to do here is actually send letters to properties that are on some of the portals, Rightmove, Super, and so on. Now, I'm not saying we're looking to cut out the agent, unless, of course, they're outside of their contract. I would never want to do that. What I would want to do is make sure the agent is still getting paid. But what we're looking for here is properties that have been on the market for a while, say 3 months, 6 months, maybe longer. And do you think by that time the vendor might be a little bit more motivated? Now, certainly if they've got somewhere they need to move to, whether it's for a job, or maybe there's a divorce, or any other kind of upheaval, then as time goes on, people become more and more motivated. The more motivated they become, the more chances are they'll actually agree to a discount. Now, if you think about this, if you've ever sold anything from your home, like, some furniture or anything like that, and someone comes along and says, I'll give you cash now, this amount, it's usually going to be less than you're asking for, isn't it? So getting a discount. Well, the same principle applies for you as an investor. Because you're not usually selling anything to buy that property, you're in an extremely strong position compared to any other kind of residential buyer. So, sending out letters can be a very, very good way, not only to those on Rightmove, but also to some off-market ones, which is the second bit, really. Sorry, the third one, off-market. Now, how do we find off-market deals? Well, all that really means is they're not on an online portal, so it's all the other properties. So what are we going to do? How are we going to identify them? Well, there are some lists that you can get hold of. For example, the HMO Register is one of them, where you can approach HMO landlords looking to see if they're looking to sell and maybe agree a below market value purchase that way. But also, it's looking out for opportunities. Now, you could do a targeted approach. But what I tend to do is I look for opportunities as I'm driving around, walking down the street in a particular area, and I'll look at houses and think, oh, actually, I'll drop that a letter to that particular owner. I'll go into land registry, download their information, and write to them. And I've had great success with that. It's not a strategy that's going to produce lots and lots of leads, but you don't need that many. It's surprising how many letters you can send out to get a really, really good response. So letters definitely works. In fourth place, I'm going to put leaflets. Now, leaflets definitely work, but they're going to be done in volume. And really what you want to do here with leaflets is identify an area with at least 4,000 to 5,000 houses in it, and break that down into 5 sections of 1,000. And what you want to do is drop a leaflet on 1,000 houses each week, and then repeat the process again and again and again. Now, it doesn't cost much to actually have leaflets distributed. I wouldn't say do them yourselves. I've tried, and I tell you what, it's bloody hard work. So wouldn't recommend you do it yourself, although it does have the advantage, of course, that you are pushing those leaflets through the letterbox and you get to see the property quite well as well. You get used to the area. But that aside, it's not a time-efficient use of your time. So pay someone to do it. Doesn't really cost much. I used to have a guy that delivered leaflets for me, 15,000, 20,000 of them, and we'd pay him something like, I think it's about £250, £300, because it's amazing how quickly these leaflet distributors can actually distribute. So, but they can really work, and you only need one deal. If it's cost you, even if it's cost you £500 to send out those leaflets, and you get one deal, and you make 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, £50,000 from. Was it worth it? Of course it is. A great return on investment. So what other methods are there? Well, what about social media? Social media is a great way of finding motivated seller leads. Now, it might cost you a little bit of money. So I'm talking about advertising on maybe Facebook, Instagram, possibly on LinkedIn, although I wouldn't say LinkedIn's the best one. Facebook definitely would be my social media place of choice, and very targeting and adverts. So Facebook can work really well. But there's also others, like Gumtree. Now Gumtree, you've got to think of the mindset of the person that's actually using something like Gumtree. They don't want to use an agent usually. Now why? They want to save money. So they're trying to get the best price for their property, but also it means the main advantage here is you're dealing directly with the vendor, and that is where you get the best deals. If you can become a problem solver, because really getting the below market value deals from any of these methods, you need to find out what the problem is and solve that problem. If you can solve that problem, I can assure you price doesn't become the issue. So look, that's just half a dozen ways of finding below market value motivated seller deals. There are plenty of others, and in fact on our deal sourcing masterclass we actually covered over 30 odd of these when we last did a live session. So I know there are many different ways that you can find properties, motivated sellers, off-market deals. There's tens of ways of finding these deals. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified as and when other videos are loaded. If you found this video useful, please also add some comments in the comments section. And if you've got some other ideas of how you found deals, also put in the comments there, and I guarantee you I will respond to them. Thank you so much. Appearing on your screen right now will be some more videos that will help you on your property journey. Thanks for listening.